A stereotype is a process of imposing characteristics on people based on their perceived group membership. Stereotypes within society are a form of laziness performed by the human brain. We choose to quickly categorize a person with what we see in the world around us. Seeing superstar athletes such as on TV so often causes society to cast this athletic prowess on the entire black race as a whole. Some of the most common stereotypes covering overrepresentation of black athletes in sport include Mandingo theory, the survival of the fittest theory, and the dumb jock stereotype. One of the more interesting ones that we want to discuss and disprove is the stereotype that perceives black athletes as unintelligent yet athletic, and white athletes as the reversed. More specifically, in studies across the United States, research have found white athletes perceive themselves to be less athletically capable than their African American peers.
Go ahead and walk away.
But you miss, and you've been beat, well, not once, but twice by a slow, white, geeky chump.
The first professional basketball league was founded in New York City in 1946 and was known as the Basketball Association of America, or the BAA. The first African American NBA player, however, was Harold Hunter, and he signed with the Washington Capitals in 1950. He was later cut from this team during training camp and never actually played in the NBA. The percentage of African American athletes within the NBA has risen significantly in recent years. In the 50s, it was only 3% of the league, increasing to 59% in the 1970s, and finally today, it is African Americans compose of 77% of the league. Many scholars believe that this significant increase has occurred due to the importance placed on this sport within the African American community and the easy access that black athletes have to the sport within their communities.
The myth of black superiority can discourage young black athletes from learning fundamental skills and wreck the confidence of young white athletes. It also cheats accomplished black athletes of the respect they deserve for their mental skills and for the hours of hard work they put into practice. According to James Matheson, professor of sociology at Wheaton College, there's no harm in wondering if this stereotype is true, but one has to consider the economic background, the environment, habits, heroes, and personality of each individual athlete before pigeonholing them to a certain stereotype. According to Mark Matthews, a college basketball player from the University of Hartford, he says that jumping is pure desire. Matthews says he worked hard to develop his jumping. Growing up in Ohio, he says he competed against black players from other schools and that honed his desire to jump. Matthews is basically saying that one's vertical jump is based on practice. If an athlete practices enough, he will be able to jump high enough to compete.
In the movie White Men Can't Jump, it seems to suggest that jumping, especially jumping high enough to dunk, may indeed be a matter of desire and attaining a certain mindset. The white protagonist talks about being in the zone, meaning that he reached a specific mindset where when he believes that he can jump high enough, he can. Our thoughts have incredible power over our everyday lives, and our moods and behaviors are a reflection of how we think. It comes down to the difference between limiting and empowering beliefs. If you believe your growth is confined to its current state indefinitely, you are unlikely to develop. But if you start to believe in your capacity to achieve greatness, you will find that everything in your life will follow suit.
A stereotype is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing, and we believe it to be just that. We believe that the stereotype "white man can jump" is incorrect because we should consider other factors such as economic background, influences, and different personalities. Practice makes perfect does not matter what race you are. It is a mindset. This stereotype is one of dozens that we learned about in class, but we chose to talk about this stereotype because it is one of the most prevalent stereotypes within society, which is held to be true by the vast majority without scientific basis. A possible way to intervene to reduce prejudice by increasing discrimination, as in treating people within the groups as individuals and not group members.
Look at that beautiful catch. Gotta love Adam Thielen. White men can jump? Google says, did you mean can't?